What's up YouTube, it's your boy Rhett back at it again with another video. Since I started making Bitcoin videos here on YouTube, a lot of the people in the comments have been asking how can they get their hands on some Bitcoin without going through all of the extensive KYC that comes with using these big exchanges like Coinbase and Gemini. So today I'm going to be showing you how to buy and sell Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency with very limited KYC by using CoinCloud Bitcoin ATMs. So if you guys watch the end of the video, we're going to be covering what is a Bitcoin ATM and how can you find one. We'll talk about the pros of using a CoinCloud Bitcoin ATM. We'll talk about the cons and the things that I don't like about using CoinCloud Bitcoin ATMs. And then I'll be giving you guys a demo of me actually using one of these CoinCloud Bitcoin ATMs to do a real transaction of buying and selling Bitcoin. Go down below and smash the like button for relative anonymity, and let's level up your brain. A quick disclaimer here before we get started. The Bitcoin ATM that I used was in a really nice area of town. There were a lot of people around. It was the middle of the day. Just be careful out there if you are, going into the real world to go purchase Bitcoin at a physical location, whether it's at a Bitcoin ATM or whether you're meeting up with someone to exchange Bitcoin. Public things like this can be really dangerous, so just be aware of your surroundings and maybe visit the site that you're planning on going to beforehand in, daylight when there are a lot of people around, and take any extra safety precautions that are going to make you feel safe. I'll leave a link to Jamison Lopp's website in the description. He basically talks about Bitcoin security. He has a list of physical Bitcoin attacks, and his website and his resources there have a lot of good tips to help you take your Bitcoin security a lot more seriously. So first, what is a Bitcoin ATM? A Bitcoin ATM basically allows you to buy and sell Bitcoin only interfacing with a physical ATM. This is helpful for anyone that wants to avoid traditional Bitcoin exchanges like Coinbase or Gemini or Strike or Swan Bitcoin. To find a Bitcoin ATM, all you have to do is go onto Apple Maps or Google Maps and just type in Bitcoin ATM. That's going to give you basically a list of the generic Bitcoin ATMs. And then if you want specifically a CoinCloud Bitcoin ATM, you can just type in CoinCloud ATM and those CoinCloud Bitcoin ATMs should show up on your map. Some of the Bitcoin ATMs that I found by just looking at generic Bitcoin ATMs don't actually allow you to sell Bitcoin. And so it was important for me, just for the purposes of this demo, to find a Bitcoin ATM that allowed buying and selling. And so that's why I started to look at CoinCloud, because they allow both of those transaction types. And that's something that you'll see pretty clearly in the demo at the end of the video, and it actually allows us to do some pretty cool things when we integrate that ability to sell Bitcoin at an ATM with the Strike app. Okay, so first let's go over what are the pros of Bitcoin ATMs. The biggest pro and one of the biggest use cases of using a Bitcoin ATM is that it's pretty much the only way that I know of to exchange cash for Bitcoin, and it's going to be a lot more reliable than exchanging cash for Bitcoin with like some guy that you just met on Craigslist or something. Obviously, if you have cash but you for some reason don't have a bank account and you can't get access to Coinbase and Gemini and these other Bitcoin services, this is going to be a really helpful way for you to get access to Bitcoin. And if the different KYC elements of these exchanges, like giving over your social security number and giving over pictures of your driver's license, if that's something that really bothers you, the KYC, in my experience at least, using the CoinCloud Bitcoin ATMs, like you'll see in the demo at the end of the video, have been, much less than the KYC that you need to get access to Coinbase or Gemini, for example. And then the final big benefit is that while you might have never seen a Bitcoin ATM before, they're actually all over the place. And so no matter where you live, there's probably a Bitcoin ATM somewhere nearby. I've seen them in pretty much every major city that I've ever been to in the United States and in Europe. And then one final additional sort of cool feature that you can take advantage of if you have access to the app Strike that I talk about all the time. And if you don't know what Strike is, I'll leave a link to a playlist of videos where I am talking about Strike and letting you guys know what it is and how it works. If you have access to Strike, you can actually directly deposit your paycheck into Strike and then use these Bitcoin ATMs sell feature to transfer US dollars from your Strike app and withdraw US dollars from the Bitcoin ATM. So you didn't touch Bitcoin at all during that process. And so what you've done without having a traditional bank account is deposited money from your paycheck into Strike and then used any Bitcoin ATM in the world to send US dollars from Strike and withdraw US dollars from the Bitcoin ATM, which is really cool. And another reason that Strike is such a crazy, interesting app. So if you haven't already, go down in the description and download Strike, and you can try this out for yourself with any CoinCloud ATM if there's one nearby you. They stopped paying me referral bonuses because I've referred too many people, but use my link anyway and you will still get a free $5. And maybe if I ever get to the top of the referral list, they'll send me a referral champ belt if you guys are watching. As for the things that I really don't like about Bitcoin ATMs, first of all, the price execution is really, really bad. You'll see later on in the video, I end up losing a significant amount of money to fees just using the ATM. And it's sort of tricky because if you were using a regular ATM, it would say, oh, you want to withdraw $20, pay us $22, the fee is $2, right? But on this ATM, it says, send us this amount of Bitcoin and we'll give you $20. And that amount of Bitcoin is actually, if you looked up the spot market price of Bitcoin, that amount that they're quoting you is actually more than the $20 that they're giving back to you. And you can see this price differential sort of as the cost of acquiring low KYC Bitcoin. But if you are using a regulated exchange, in my mind, there's not really a reason for you to ever go to these things because the price execution is really bad. So bad price execution, not really great, but I think the biggest issue with actually using these Bitcoin ATMs is the amount of time that it takes you to withdraw money from them. You'll see in the demo, it actually takes me about 10 minutes to finally withdraw my cash, and I actually have to come back to the ATM in a separate session to actually withdraw the cash. I was in a very safe area, but I can't imagine using something so slow and awkward in a situation like I'm at a sketchy gas station and I'm trying to withdraw money from this Bitcoin ATM. That could be, you know, a really scary situation to be in, and is another reason that you should take your physical security very seriously when you are going out to purchase Bitcoin in a way like this. And then finally, when you're buying Bitcoin from a Bitcoin ATM, it does take about 30 minutes for that transaction to settle in your on-chain wallet, which is something they could easily alleviate by just implementing Lightning. You do get a digital receipt via text message right away, which does give you some confidence that eventually the trade will settle. But again, it seems like the ATMs in El Salvador at least have already implemented Lightning and you just get the money right away. So I don't really see a reason why CoinCloud and some of these other Bitcoin ATMs haven't just implemented Lightning. Hopefully they can push that feature right away because I think it'll really improve the user experience of using these ATMs. And then finally, like we talked about before, some of the ATMs don't even let you sell, which is another good reason to, if you are going to use a Bitcoin ATM in the first place, go after a CoinCloud Bitcoin ATM because they are going to give you a full range of services. Next, let's jump into the demo and I'll show you how easy it was for me to buy and sell Bitcoin using the CoinCloud Bitcoin ATM. All right, guys, so here I was with the CoinCloud ATM. I'm just going to hit touch to start there, and then it's going to give you a disclaimer. You're going to agree and then enter your mobile phone number. And then once you've entered your mobile phone number here, you'll proceed on. So then it's going to send you a verification code over SMS. Once you've actually gotten the code, you're going to just enter it here. And then this is going to give you access to the ATM. It will give you the screen here on the homepage of the ATM for buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, increase your limit, or view altcoins. I'm just going to deposit some money here into my Strike account, and then we're going to sell Bitcoin, which should receive us dollars out of the ATM. I'm going to choose to get the money from the ATM on the ATM instead of from the website. You can see that you can withdraw in increments of 20. I chose to withdraw $40 here, and I had $50 in my Strike account. So now I'm going to just scan this QR code. So you'll see it's quoting me here $42.51. 8 cents of that is coming from Strike, and then the other $2.43 or whatever it is coming from the bad price execution of the Bitcoin ATM. And so then you can see here it says verifying your Bitcoin takes 2 to 10 minutes. So I was just sitting here now for, I want to say like 5 minutes, just waiting for it to dispense my money. And that's why when we were talking earlier in the video, if this was sort of a sketchier place where, you know, these ATMs are definitely in sketchy places, if this was a sketchy place, I would be very uncomfortable standing here for this long, just waiting for it to dispense my money. And this is another place where if they just implemented Lightning, right, this would be instant and they could withdraw the money right away, right? We wouldn't be sitting here waiting for the on-chain transaction to be confirmed. So now it says processing your transaction. We'll text you when your cash is ready for pickup. So you'll see here it says 20 to 45 minutes. So now I'm really confused. I say log out. I take my stuff and I sort of just walk around for a while. I ended up getting a text about 10 minutes later, and I'll show you what that looks like when I come back and do actually collect the cash. But I wasn't going to just sit here for 45 minutes if, you know, they weren't going to text me. So definitely a place for them to improve the user experience. You'll see I try to log in again here just to see if I can do anything else with the ATM, and it actually freezes out your account if you are in the middle of a transaction. So I try to click buy Bitcoin here to just continue with the demo, and it actually doesn't let you do anything until your transaction is cleared. So I'm forced to just walk around basically and come back when I get that text message. So here we are back at the ATM to collect the cash. I'm re-entering the verification code that it has texted me now the second time that I've tried to log into the ATM, and now there's this big blue redeem button in the middle of the screen there. So when I hit that, it brings me to collect cash, and then you can basically just click, you know, receive all the cash. It will dispense it in $20 increments here. See, I collect the first $20 bill, and there's the second one. So now the sell is complete. That took about 20 minutes, all said and done. And again, you wouldn't want to just sit and wait there for 20 to 45 minutes. They could just implement Lightning and make the user experience a lot better. So hopefully this gets better in the future. I wouldn't want to ever do this again if I didn't have to. All right, so here I log into it again, and then now I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. You do actually have to enter the verification code and your phone number every single time that you want to log in to do a separate transaction. So you'll see here, I'm just bringing up my mobile wallet and getting ready to scan the QR code with the camera at the top of the ATM. So it has scanned my QR code, and now I'm going to insert the cash to purchase the Bitcoin. So the $20 that I just received, I'm putting back into the ATM. It recognizes that amount. You can't actually calculate how much Bitcoin you're getting for your $20. The price execution that I got here was around 52,000, and the actual spot price when I did this was around 49,000. So it was pretty bad price execution. And if those numbers aren't correct, I'll update the numbers here on the screen for you. So you're just going to wait a little bit here. There's this little waiting screen. This took about a minute for me to get past. And then here you'll see transaction in progress. You'll receive an SMS just saying that you did actually purchase the Bitcoin, and then the on-chain transaction will come, 10 to 30 minutes later. And then finally here, logging in once again with a new verification code and just showing you guys what the interface looks like for the altcoins. It does give you a disclaimer there that no one sent you to the Bitcoin ATM. So again, take your security very seriously. And then you'll see here, there are a ton of altcoins. The ones that are grayed out are coming soon. And then those ones up at the top, all the common ones that you've heard of, Ethereum, Chainlink, Uniswap, Dogecoin. So you can get all of those, same situation. I just went ahead and canceled the transaction, wanted to show you what that screen looked like. But that's basically it. That's how the ATM works. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. So personally, I don't think I'm ever gonna use a Bitcoin ATM again unless it's for another video. Maybe they implement Lightning eventually and I can show off how much better the user experience has gotten. I just don't think it's really worth it because you're getting that bad price execution. I personally don't really ever carry cash. And then I think it's really risky actually to sit in some of these sketchier places for such a long time waiting for a transaction to clear. If you guys did learn something, go down below and smash the like button so that YouTube shows this to other people who are looking for low KYC ways to acquire Bitcoin and other cryptos, or who are just looking to learn more about how Bitcoin ATMs work in the first place. Comment down below if you guys have ever used a Bitcoin ATM before. I'm interested to hear what use cases you guys have had for wanting to use these Bitcoin ATMs. Again, I personally think I'm just gonna stick with the exchanges for now. And then subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I love you all. Goodbye.